All right, next topic of business. Let's talk about the I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Let's read this story, and then I'm going to tell you I got some talking points about this. All right? I'm excited. I am really excited about this. Some people said, yeah, because of Scream, they're going to copy Scream, and they did that back in the 90s too. But that's fine. That's more for us. Right, guys? That's the way I look at it. You know, more. I mean, hell, we weren't complaining about it in the 80s, you know, after Halloween and Friday kicked open the doors. Yeah, the more the merrier. And we freaking had like, you know, hundreds of slashers. And we get like a dozen of them in the 90s, and people say everybody's copying Scream. No, they're not. They're taking advantage of an opportunity. That's what they're doing. And there's money to be made, you know? But I'm a slasher fan. You know, I like Scream, but Scream's not the end of the world for me, okay? That's why I said earlier, when I was on the other stream I was talking about, I asked you guys if you have watched the TV spots, the Super Bowl spot. Have you watched any of that stuff? If you have, that's great. That's great. I don't really want to watch any more of that stuff. I'm good. I saw the teaser. I saw the regular trailer. And I'm good to go until release day, you know? I don't need any more clicks for Scream. I'm just going to wait until release day. It's going to be cool, right? But one good thing about Scream, as was good about Halloween 2018, is it opened doors. It opened doors for more slashers, which is always nice. And are you guys a fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer? I recently watched... I recently watched the third one for the first time. Woof, that is rough. The third one, I get what you guys are saying. I will always know what you did last. Somebody said they should have called this new one, I Will Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't think so, but maybe that's because I automatically think of that Stain that is the third movie. But if that movie didn't exist, is that an actual good name? I don't know. I have no idea. What do you guys think they should call? Do you think they're going to go the requel route and call it I Know What You Did Last Summer again? That's where my Vegas money's on. I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. They're going to call it I Know What You Did Last Summer. You know? They're going to be very predictable. Not the movie itself. I hope the movie itself takes some risks, tries some different things. I don't know. We'll get there. I got some talking points on that one. Okay? But like Erica's saying, they're a huge fan of 1 and 2. I watched 2 for the second time, or maybe the third time, and I loved it. Whereas I didn't really care for 2 the first time I watched it, and I think I was just kind of blinded by Jack Black. I didn't like his character in the movie, and I think I let it weigh on me too much the first time I watched it. But when I watched it for the review, because I wanted to review it, and this was a couple years ago, man, I really enjoyed it, and I loved the aesthetic of that movie. You know, how many slasher movies are set during like a hurricane? That was pretty damn cool, actually. And I love the third act of that movie. And I think both of them are really great, and I think they're on par with the Scream movies, if I'm being honest. And you know what? They might have a little bit of that glitzy glossiness that the Scream movies have. But outside of that, they're different stories, you know, which is nice. And I like that they're set on the bay, you know, in a fishing town. That's kind of fun, right? I love the hook killer. I think that's cool. So, you know, and I do like that too, that it's not really a whodunit. The first one's kind of, but it sets up a main killer for all the movies, you know? Which that's another question about this new movie. Is it gonna be Ben again? I don't know. So let's read this story though real quick. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. returning for new I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. Damn, that's exciting. I was shocked. I was like, and I've thought this, guys, for years. Wouldn't it be cool if Jennifer Love Hewitt, because she's not dead, wouldn't it be great if she came back? Which, by the way, guys, they always have this stinger at the end of at least the first 2 movies where it looks like she's attacked, and then they just leave it open. Kind of like what they do at the end of Rocky 3. Or he fights Apollo and then they just end it at the punch. You don't know. So what are we supposed to assume that she fought him and won at the end of the movie? Or are we supposed to assume that she died? Like, it's kind of pointless to do that, don't you think? In the wake of Amazon's short-lived television series, Deadline reports that Sony Pictures is bringing I Know What You Did Last Summer back with a brand new sequel movie. I did watch that television series. It's like totally different. It doesn't feel like I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's fine, but it's just a different story, you know? What did you guys think of the television series? The biggest news here, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., who starred in the original 90s slasher movie, are in talks to reprise their roles for the new movie. Jennifer Caton, I wanted to say Caitlin, but it's Caton Robinson, who directed Do Revenge. Or no, did she direct it or did she just write it? Has been brought on board to direct the film. I think she directed it. But she also wrote another movie, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Deadline reports insiders say the project is still early development and that Neil H. Moritz is in talks to return as producer and Leah McKendrick on board to write the script. The site also notes while McKendrick is penning the pick, the idea for the new film came from Robinson and McKendrick, who blew studio execs away when they pitched this idea for a sequel last fall, especially given the recent success of the Scream franchise. There you go. I'm curious about what that idea is. It sounds like this one will be taking the trendy legacy sequel approach with returning characters likely in the mix alongside fresh faces. Stay tuned for more as we learn it. Jim Gillespie directed the original I Know What You Did Last Summer back in 97, written by Kevin Williamson and based on Lois Duncan's novel. Which, by the way, Lois Duncan did not like the movie at all. And I think they changed up her novel quite a bit, took quite a few liberties, and she didn't like that. Brandy was better than Sarah Michelle. I don't know about that, Kinsey. And I liked Brandy. Don't get me wrong. Brandy was good. But no, you don't top Sarah Michelle Gellar, okay? She was phenomenal in Scream 2. She was phenomenal. She literally has one of the all-time best chase scenes in a horror movie ever in the first I Know What You Did Last Summer. When I did my favorite chase scenes, I didn't have that chase scene on the list because I didn't remember it. I hadn't seen the first movie in years. And I had people lynching me. How dare you not put her on? And they were right. They were right to lynch me. Because I went back and I was like, let me go back and watch this movie. And I watched it again. I was, oh, okay, that's a great freaking chase scene. Yeah, that is a great freaking chase scene. Helen. Yeah, her name was Helen in the first movie. And Sarah Michelle Gellar has this thing where she'll do these slasher movies when she's like on top. You know, she was in full-on Buffy mode at the time. And she does Scream. And she does I Know What You Did Last Summer. And she's just like, yeah, just go ahead and kill me. You know, but make it a great kill. Make it a great scene. And maybe there's a lesson there. You don't always have to be the final girl. Sometimes you can even steal the final girl's thunder a little bit. I don't know, right? What do you guys think? So I kind of talked about the title. What do you guys think they're going to call this movie? What is your Vegas money on? Do you think they're going to call it I Know What You Did Last Summer? I guarantee you, that's what I would bet. They're going to call it I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's it. It's going to be the requel formula, you know? Because I can't think of what else they would call it. They're not going to call it, they're definitely not going to call it part 3. Well, hell, even the second one, they didn't call it 2. They called it I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Cruel Intentions is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. I Know What You Did Last Summer. They're going to call it that again. You know, 2024. Okay, Jennifer Caton Robinson. She wrote Thor: Love and Thunder. She was probably one of the writers. She probably wasn't the sole writer. I'm not sure. I didn't do my homework, but I know she had a hand in writing Thor and Love and Thunder. I didn't care for Thor and Love and Thunder at all. Hell, Chris Hemsworth didn't care for Thor, Love and Thunder at all. So, Do Revenge, I think I might have saw it. I know Maya Hawke, Ethan Hawke's daughter, Stranger Things. She's in it. Did you guys see Do Revenge? It's on Netflix. I don't know. A lot of these Netflix movies, guys, I'm just being honest, they all kind of have the same hang-ups. There's just nothing memorable about a lot of them. And they're like they're like cheeseburgers, and they're not like top shelf cheeseburgers. They're kind of like the frozen cheeseburger that you find at your convenience store. And you get it because you're kind of in a hurry. That's what Netflix movies are like these days. And the reason I know that is because you'll look at like the Netflix top 10, and the number one movie that's in the top 10, 9 times out of 10 isn't that good. It's new. That's why it goes to number one, because, we got this new movie. And so it goes right to number one because people want something new to watch, which this is kind of unprecedented. It's kind of different, It's like quantity over quality. That's what entertainment is now. It's not quality over quantity like maybe it used to be. I don't know. Maybe that's another discussion, but it's just what I was thinking as I'm watching like Netflix, scrolling through Netflix, because usually I don't find anything I want to watch. Have you guys thought about getting rid of Netflix? Because I have. Like, they always catch me though with one thing. One title jumps up. Oh, this is coming. That's how they keep you, because you're one title away from canceling. That's why I usually am. I'm like, I could live without Netflix. I'll even take Hulu over Netflix, if I'm being honest. Okay, all right. I'm going off and down a rabbit hole. So that's kind of a ding. Jennifer Caton Robinson, writer of Thor: Love and Thunder. That movie was stupid. All right. So Do Revenge was just okay. It was passable, I guess. So right now they're not like wooing me. It's not Kevin Williamson writing this thing. Okay. But I'm going to give it a fair shot. We'll see. All right. This is a big plus. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are returning. Okay. That's your dollar sign. That's your money. That's going to maybe put your butt in the seat. I have always been excited about Jennifer Love Hewitt coming back and playing that character again. And it's a bonus to have Freddie Prinze Jr. He's very likable. Now, guys, what is Jennifer Love Hewitt's character's name? Is it Jill? Jill in the movie? So what is she going to be? What is she going to be doing in this movie? This is, 25 years later-ish. The killer's been gone for that long. Julie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Killer's been gone for that long. I'm guessing Julie's going to be some sort of teacher or something like that. Or writer, maybe. Caretaker. I don't know. Will it take place on the bay, on the water? Maybe. I don't know. It's got to be, right? It's I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's cool. So, she'll probably be married to Freddie Prinze Jr. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm thinking out loud here. I don't think she's going to be married. I think they're both gonna meet. They're gonna come together in this movie because of a death. It almost writes itself. I think that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna come together because of a death or something tragic is gonna happen, and then killings are gonna start happening, and then they're gonna have to help. And there's gonna be this young crop of actors that's going to be in this movie. The next generation of victims being killed. Mark my words, I guarantee you. And then it'll be a situation where Julie has to kind of step in and, be the wise, the Laurie Strode, I guess, of the movie. I can see that happening. Which I'm as long as it's compelling, it's good. I'm fine with that. We'll see what happens, right? Okay. I kind of talked about this earlier. It's different enough than Scream. It's its own flavor. This isn't really a Scream ripoff, if you ask me. I mean, like I said, I like Urban Legend, where Urban Legend had, I won't spoil it for those that haven't seen Urban Legend, but I think the killer reveal in Urban Legend makes that movie. I think it was such a great reveal. I liked who the killer was, and it was just, it kicked it up a notch, and I thought it was very fun because of how psychotic and crazy the killer was, So I think each of these franchises, and Urban Legend has its own franchise too, I think they have something unique to offer outside of, say, Scream. Scream just happened to be the first, of that run. When I watch I Know What You Did Last Summer, I'm not watching Scream. I watch it because I want that flavor that it has. And I do like the atmosphere in those movies, especially when they're like in the ice warehouse factory, whatever. That feeling of cold, it's just a different aesthetic, right? So I like that. Who will the killer be? Because Ben Willis was the killer in the first two. Was he the killer in the third? I know the third had like a zombie version of the hook fisherman. I think he was Ben Willis. Was he Ben Willis, guys? I don't know. The third one's so bad. It's hard to say. But I mean, Ben Willis was pretty old to begin with. All right. Ben Willis was pretty damn old to begin with. So are they going to have, or it could be a situation where Ben Willis's son, because remember, Ben Willis had a son in the second movie, and maybe he has another son. Because didn't the son die in the second movie? Tiffany says, I like the 90s slasher feel, different from the 80s, but still cool. Yeah, it definitely has a 90s feel to it for sure, which is cool. Chris says, fun fact, zombie Ben Willis was played by Don Shanks. Yes, he was. That's a good call. And I forgot about that too until you just said that, Chris. The third one was Ben's supernatural zombie due to the magic he dabbled in. Okay, thank you. Wrong Turn feels like it's used Scream and The Hills Have Eyes together. I don't feel Scream at all in Wrong Turn, I think you're basing that off of just because of the time that Wrong Turn came out, but Wrong Turn doesn't feel like Scream to me at all. Mikey Weiss, what's up, brother? Was just watching this. Love the Type O Negative in the open. Yeah, some good music. Definitely some good music, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, yeah, I think maybe the reveal will be that there's another son or a daughter, because I'm sure Ben's got family, right? That could be, because I don't know if they're going to make Ben the killer if he's going to be in his 70s, because I would think he would be in his 70s at this point, And Ben Willis is not Michael Myers, okay? He's not supernatural, unless you're talking about the third movie, which that's stupid. Okay, and then the last point I want to bring up is this could be a chance for redemption and maybe a future. If this movie is a hit, then I guarantee you there will be more of these movies if Jennifer Love Hewitt, and only Jennifer Love Hewitt, really. I mean, Freddie Prinze is great, but he doesn't have to be in the future movies, okay? And I love Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm not knocking Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt. If she wants to carry on, if this movie makes a lot of money, then yeah, I think there's a good chance we could see more of these movies. Now, one thing, and I have my problems with Scream 5, but one thing that Scream 5 does really well is it sets up new characters to go forward, with Sam and Tara. Sam and Tara are really good characters. And I'll follow those characters for 3 more movies if I have to, if they're good. So I'm hoping with I Know What You Did Last Summer that they do introduce some new characters that have kind of an interesting angle. Maybe they're tied to what happened in the 90s movies. Maybe there was a child born out of that mess. I don't know. But I do think they need to plant some roots. Plant some roots if they want to go forward with this new one. And I'll welcome it. I love I Know What You Did Last Summer. You know, the first two movies are really good. Really good. And I would even say, guys, let me know, which one do you prefer? I Know What You Did Last Summer or I Still Know What You Did Last Summer? Guys, I prefer I Still Know. Yeah, I think I Still Know. It does exactly what a sequel should do. It ups the ante. It looks bigger, better. It feels epic. I love the setting. I think there's a lot going on for part two that part one doesn't reach. Part one gets a little bit melodramatic, whereas part two is just fun. It's really, really fun. So at least the first two movies had great chase scenes. Yes, they did. Excellent. Yeah, that's the thing. The first one does have the better chase scene with Helen. Like that's iconic. That's an iconic freaking chase scene. Okay, and thank God that's in the first movie. That's my thoughts on I Know What You Did Last Summer. As soon as I heard the announcement, I was tickled pink. I'm really happy. I'm a fan of those movies. And I'll even say this. Okay, I think I like them just as much as Scream. I do. And I even made a video last year or maybe 2 years ago that I said I made a case that Urban Legend is better than... No, I don't think I said it is better. I'll have to go back and look. I said is Urban Legend better than Scream? Okay? And most of you are going to say, hell no. But at the time, I was feeling it. I was in an urban legend. I was like, I like an urban legend. I like what it's going for, And maybe I was a little screamed out at the time. I don't know. Are you guys like me where your mood kind of dictates what your choice is going to be for any given franchise? I don't know. Sometimes I'm in a nightmare mood. Sometimes I'm in a Friday mood. Sometimes I'm in a Halloween mood. It just depends. It depends. And sometimes I'm in an urban legend mood, okay? And I make a video, and I get pickles thrown at me. You're at the end of the video. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching this DD Live clip. What that is after I do a live stream, I usually cover news items or just topical type stuff, or sometimes even reviews, top 10s, whatever. And I clip them out for your convenience so you can get bite-sized episodes from the live stream. So now that you're at the end, you can look over here or here somewhere, and you can click on the playlist that I have for the DD Live clips, and then you can watch other episodes. There's probably at least like 50 of them by now, maybe 100, who knows. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Love you.